Oh, that's very cool. Welcome back to the Monsters Mornings on Real Radio 104.1, broadcasting live nationwide on XM Channel 152, everywhere in the world on the internet at monsters.fm. Dirty Jim, I told you a story about the guy I met over in Costa Rica who was like 42 years old, and he designed his own resort in the middle of the rainforest in Costa Rica. And we have him on the line right now. Hello, Lee. How you doing, man?
Good, Russell. How are you, my friend?
Dude,
good to find you safely back in the United States.
Got back fine, and I got to tell you, when we came back, and I told some of the guys who are on the show, I've been to a lot of different resorts, and this was the most amazing resort I've ever seen. What made you decide to build a resort in the middle of the rainforest? Because it's not like you just can't get there very easily. I mean, you've got to go down you got to go through a lot of potholes, it takes a while to get there.
Well, let me just tell you, we built that place when there was no road really that connected to it. So we had to build kind of a gravel road and take all our equipment through. We fabricate all our concrete on site and pour it with cement trucks we bought from Florida. It's not easy, Everybody here in Florida thinks, oh, geez, let's go build a place. We'll call the builder and do it. No, this was a serious challenge.
And Lee, from what I remember, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but you built it where it was facing this volcano, and you could see the lava coming out of the volcano. And when you got halfway through, it changed, right? And you couldn't see the lava.
Oh, yeah. For 20 years, the lava's pouring down the side of the volcano, and that's why all the resorts and stuff are built, on that side. And literally all I did, I sat there with the construction guys and said, boy, are my guests going to love seeing all this lava coming down the mountain, because we got the best view. We're up the highest there.
Yeah.
And, Jesus, a year and a half before the resort opened, the lava switched to the other side.
Oh, no.
But it's coming back. It's coming back on this side. It's been over there for a couple of years. And in the last 3 months, we probably had about 20 eruptions with lava on this side. I don't know if you know, but on Friday night at 9 o'clock, before you guys got there, was one of the biggest eruptions in the last 5 years of lava coming down this side.
That's what I heard. I didn't get to see any because of the weather, but
is your hotel
this is a resort. It's beautiful. And yeah, is there any, since it is so close to the volcano, is there any danger, Lee?
Well, interestingly enough, there's a 5-kilometer radius around the volcano, which they call the emergency evacuation zone.
Yeah.
And the hotels that are within that zone have to post signage everywhere with evacuation routes, and they have to tell people, hey, you're in an emergency evacuation zone. Luckily, I am 6 kilometers from the center of the volcano.
Oh.
I have a nice little river gorge. You saw the river. You went horseback riding.
Yeah.
Right down in that river gorge. Hopefully, if the pyroclastic flows come down, they'll get caught in that river. But
what do they call?
But you got to think about this. We got some primary hot springs with some hot water coming up, and you never know whether the mountaintop weather we're sitting on might explode one day either.
Hey, Lee, so
you never know.
I don't want to even pretend to guess how many millions of dollars went into a resort like this, but when you're putting millions of dollars in and you see the lava changes, I bet you would probably want to beat your head up against the wall, didn't you?
Well, yeah. No, my other resort is near the active Paz volcano, but it's not on the active side. And, if you look at Costa Rica, Costa Rica, the volcanoes are not what has caused the destruction over the last, 150 years. It's the earthquakes. And I did have an earthquake at my other project, very nasty 6.3 earthquake, only 4.5 kilometers deep. And, my resort did very well because I built it to about 3 times earthquake code. But the roads were really hurt in that earthquake. But it's back. I got that resort back better than ever. I was able to use the opportunity to remodel it. And hey, I saw you jumping off a waterfall on the website.
Yeah.
Tell you, next time you're there, I got 3 waterfalls I'd like to see you jump off.
Do you really?
3 or 4 times as high at my other place, Waterfall Gardens, La Paz Waterfall Gardens.
Now, okay, so
Waterfall Gardens.
I want to ask. Yeah, that was some waterfall we found in the middle of Costa Rica, somewhere near I forget where we were at, but we drove a long ways to get to your resort, and I want to ask you about when I took the horseback ride. The guy that took us for the ride was telling us the story about all the cats that you had at the wildlife preserve, and the country of Costa Rica was going to euthanize them or put them to sleep or something. Is that true?
Yeah, the country of Costa Rica has tried many programs in the past to save some of these wildcats. Because farmers and just, regular households, all have their own little chicken farms and things like that, and, the cattle farmers. Well, what happens is you know, as more and more of the forest is torn down, you know, these cats search for the easiest prey, and so they come over and they'll kill a small horse or a small cow, or they'll come in and raid the chicken coops of these farmers.
Right.
And so a lot of the farmers say, they call the wildlife ministry and they say, hey, there's two choices. Either you come out and capture this cat, or we'll take care of it our way. And so, you know, the government is that's about half, but there's 30 cats there. About half of them, that was the reason they had to capture them.
So you
this is a long time ago. This is a long time before me. And so these cats went into a program where they tried to, you know, release them in various different areas.
Right.
It just didn't work because, you know, you release it in an area of forest. Well, there's already another cat there, you know, and they got their territory. You know, that doesn't get work. So they realized, hey, they got to do something, and this program lost funding. And so the wildlife ministry gives me a call and says, hey, you know, you're always great, you know, receiving our animals and taking care of them the best way possible in the country. And we want to give you 35 jungle cats, you know, of which I think there were 8 ocelots, 20 some margays, a couple of jaguarundis, and a puma. You saw the big puma, El Guapo there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, anyways, you know, I said, well, you know, geez, you know, that's 35 is a lot, you know.
How much did that cost you to build all of that wild? Because it basically
it cost me about $250,000.
Wow.
And they told me, they said, okay, we lost the funding. You got to take these things in 2 months, and you got to build all your habitats in 2 months. I said, you know, 2 months I can't do it. So what I did was I paid for. You know, it took me about 5 months to do it, so I paid for the program you know, during the period of that time, which, you know, they were ripping me off, the people that were administering the program. But all in all, it's a great thing. In the end, you know, it's great.
Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
I want to go.
Oh, Bubba, you got to see the website and see this place. It's amazing. But I want to ask this, Lee. Okay, you own, you know, an incredible resort. I mean, you're 42 years old, young man. When they said the owner was there, I thought some old, you know, crotchety old man was going to be there. You're like,
when they said there was a famous, you know, radio personality, I thought he was going to be old too.
Yeah, I am. I'm a little bit older than you, I think. But
I thought he was going to be a little thinner.
No, I'm a big guy. But
hey, listen. You know, I don't know. Is your butt still hurt from being thrown off that horse?
Oh, that horse. I mean, I got thrown off the horse. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, we've been rubbing icy hot on that horse for the last 5 days, man. He's still walking around.
That poor horse.
What do we got there? 250, 260?
260, yeah. How big? What are you? You're like 225, right?
Oh, come on. I'm 200.
Oh, okay. Well, they said your horse was very, very strong. But I was going to ask about, okay, when I went to Costa Rica, there were signs everywhere talking about, you know, don't have sex with anyone under 18. All those signs were there. Why do they? It's almost like they promote it or talk about it.
No. Well, let me tell you, as hotel owners and tourism projects, we've got together and we told the government, hey, listen, don't paste those signs everywhere. That's the way, you know, welcome to Costa Rica. Obviously, this is pedophile central or something like that.
Right.
The problem is not near as prevalent as these signs would make you think. And I told them, I said, do you think some pedophile that's coming in here is going to read that sign and think twice about what he's doing?
No.
I said, you know, that's doing no good except for preventing a bad perspective of the country, really.
Yeah. Well, you have an incredible place. It was really a pleasure meeting you, and it's very interesting. I mean, at 42 years old, like you designed the entire place, didn't you?
Yep. It took us about 5 years to build it. A lot of time.
When did you build your first resort?
I built my first resort. I started in 1998, and we opened in 2000 at my first resort, which is called La Paz Waterfall Gardens, and the Peace Lodge at La Paz Waterfall Gardens. And that was really a success. I mean, it really took off, the most visited privately owned tourist attraction in the country.
Yeah.
And as the park and then the hotel became famous, we had been on various shows like Kristen Ryan's Honeymoon Hotspots International, Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, you know, all those places. So we had a large percentage of the tourists that visit the country come through the park, and I used that project basically built the other project with some loan money.
Now,
the new project's twice as big, 2 or 3 times as big.
Now, Lee, I don't know if you can say, but we can maybe say a national, very popular television show or two will be filming at your place coming up soon.
I can tell you this: it's one of the top 5 prime time shows from one of the major networks.
NCIS.
Filming there.
Temptation Island.
It's got to be NCIS.
Temptation Island. You remember that show?
Orange.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, Temptation Island, I think, was the first one of those types of shows to ever film in Costa Rica. I remember when it happened.
Hell's Kitchen.
It helped the country. But needless to say, there's, millions upon millions of viewers, and I think the show is going to promote the country of Costa Rica, the Arenal zone, and and of course my place as well, and it's a great thing, and I'm glad to have it.
Well, good luck, man. That's very awesome. Hey, listen, Lee, thanks for taking time to talk to us. I appreciate it, and I enjoyed seeing your place, man. It was awesome.
Okay, Russ. One thing, can Tiffany come down and stay with us for a little while?
Tiffany would love to come down and stay with you, I'm sure.
She's too old. She's going down there soon. She's going down there with her boyfriend though. But
well, no, who cares? Let's get her. I'd like to get some photos.
Hey,
of
and
her.
she swings, man.
I'll put on a blonde wig and get on a plane.
She's a swinger. She likes 2, 3, 4 guys one time.
I'm sure that we could find some.
Yeah.
All right, Lee. Hey, thanks for calling us, buddy.
Good, okay?
All right, take care. The place. I gotta show you the.
Do you believe in God, sir?
Amazing.
I like waterfalls and rainforests.
Oh yeah, I'll show you the pictures. Hey,
Almost got.